people were just like crying everywhere because no one could get flights. Everyone was like, how are you gonna get home? Like, what's gonna go on? It was so dramatic and so intense.
Never forever without you, however, this burning desire, this pain from a liar.
Hi guys, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. This video I didn't think I'd ever have to film, but here we are, you know, life is crazy. If you guys didn't know already, I went travelling just over 2 weeks ago, and I was supposed to be travelling for 6 months. So all the next videos for you guys are supposed to be travel videos. I had a plan, but I hadn't booked all my flights.
Luckily.
But I was going to start in the Philippines, and then from the Philippines I was going to head to Vietnam and then Cambodia. I was going to go to a place called Laos, Thailand, and then kind of do like the loop, come round through like Indonesia and then finish in Bali. And I was going to be basically doing that for the next like 5-6 months of my life. But that didn't go to plan at all, and I basically had to come back. So explaining what's happened. So I left on Tuesday the 10th of March. It took me obviously a couple of days to get there, and I went to Manila first, which is the capital, stayed in a hotel, and then I got to Cebu, which was one of the islands in the Philippines, by the 12th of March. So that's 2 days later because of travelling and time difference and everything. As soon as I arrived there, I spoke to some girls, and they were basically trying to leave, and I was like, why are you trying to leave? Why are you trying to get home? And they were saying like, we need to get back now because this coronavirus thing's hit, and like basically everything's about to go into lockdown. And I was just kind of like, oh, like I'll be alright, like I'll still be able to get by, I can just travel, like it might be even better because it means like it'd be a bit more emptier like around. I was thinking like, this is gonna be fine, I can still carry on my travels, I've just started. Little did I know how serious this was gonna get. And so also this girl, she told me her flight pattern and stuff, and it was so like crazy. She had to spend hours going from like different countries and stuff just to get back to Canada because of like how messed up the flights are at the moment. But you know, I didn't think much of it. And then come to the next couple days, and I realised the more people that I met, everyone was basically just trying to get home because of how serious this coronavirus thing was getting, and a lot more places were going into lockdown. After talking to my parents and stuff, I kind of thought like, maybe what I should do this year is just stay in Philippines, do my month in the Philippines, because I had a visa for a month in the Philippines, do my month there, and then maybe head home and come back next year and do all the other countries, because I heard places were closing off, and one of the first countries that shut their borders was Vietnam, and that was meant to be my second country that I was going to. And I actually had a flight booked from an island in the Philippines called Palawan to Vietnam, which was in like a month's time. And I was supposed to be going there, and obviously that wasn't going to happen anymore because Vietnam had just closed their borders. And I also had friends who were supposed to be going to Vietnam first, which would have been like in a few days' time now. So obviously they can't go there anyway. So that was kind of my plan. I was thinking I'll do my month here, I'll go travelling and everything around Philippines. So obviously, bear in mind as well, it's my birthday in a couple of days' time. When I got to Cebu, I decided that I was going to kind of, the shape of the island that I was on was kind of like this. So I was kind of here, and I was like, I'm going to travel down the like island that I'm on, because I know there's some like nice snorkeling spots, like diving places, beaches, like all down this way. So I got a hostel at a place kind of halfway, like to make my way down. I got to that hostel, I booked 2 nights there, and then I was gonna carry on heading down to a place called Mobile, which was like a bus journey, and the bus cost like £6, but it was like a 3 or 4 hour bus journey. But I was like, that's fine, I'm gonna do that. And I even booked a hostel for 3 nights in this place called Mobile for over my birthday, because I was like, I'm going to treat myself as my birthday. I'll get a bit of a nicer hostel with a nice vibe, and I know this one gets booked up quick, so I was like, I'm going to book that. So many more people were heading towards this hostel that I was staying in, and it was quite a nice hostel, and I got to speaking to so many different people, and everyone was just kind of like, how are you going to get home, what's your plans? And I was kind of like, God, this seems a bit more serious than I actually thought it was. And as I was like meeting people and stuff as well, at this point I was speaking to them, and they were telling me that like islands and stuff all around the Philippines were like going into lockdown and closing off. And at this point I heard that Palawan, which was the island I was supposed to go to get to my next destination, had been put on lockdown. So you couldn't go there, and that was meant to be my next stop of where I was supposed to go. So, and I obviously really wanted to go there as well because it looks really nice. They've got really nice beaches. So I decided I was gonna stay in the hostel I was at for one more night to kind of suss out what's going on. And it was a really nice hostel too. And then the day after I was gonna head down to Melbourne for my birthday. And then I got talking to some more people that night. Basically what was about to happen was the majority of the islands around me were about to go into lockdown, and one of the main things that happened, which was an absolute nightmare, was all the main airports in the Philippines had closed. If I was to go anywhere or to get home, I couldn't fly out of any of the main airports in the Philippines because they'd gone on lockdown. They weren't accepting any domestic flights from smaller islands into them. That was another absolute nightmare because I was like, oh my god, if I want to get home, how am I supposed to get home? Like, there was no way of me getting back. I made quite a good group of friends, and we spent a few nights like getting to know each other and talking and stuff, and we become quite good friends. And they suggested that basically what they were going to do was go to a small island called Siargao, and basically on this island it's like absolutely beautiful, it's like paradise. And they all basically decided that if they were going to get locked down in the Philippines for like a month, they would way rather get locked down on this nice little island, because where I was still, don't forget, I was like in my transitioning kind of spot. I was still kind of in the city, so to leave this hostel there was nothing around. So I was like thinking about this island. They were like, you should come with us, like we could just get stuck on this island, like it'd be really fun to get stuck on this little island because at least it's a really nice place to be. And if you're gonna get stranded, like it'd be better to get stranded on an island where I can go to the beach and just chill rather than be stuck in the city where I can't really go anywhere outside of this hostel because there's nothing around. So that night we had a few drinks and we were chilling, and I was like, do you know what? Alright, I'm gonna come to this island, I'll go there for a month and then we can see what's happening, maybe I can carry on with my travels. But the only issue with this was that island, Siargao, was closing in the next 2 days, so it was going into lockdown. So once you're on there, you're stuck and you're locked down on that island for the next month. So it was either go in the next 2 days or you can't go at all because you're gonna get locked down. So the next day I woke up super early, I go to the shopping centre to get my ticket for this ferry. And bear in mind as well, it was my birthday the day after, so I was like, at least I could have my birthday on this island with a big group of friends that I already met, and it'll be fine. And so what I also did was then cancelled my hostel for Mobile, which was where I was going to plan to go for my birthday. I cancelled that hostel because I was like, I'm definitely going to this island instead. And I also got charged about like £15 for cancelling, which is so annoying, like wasting my money. Woke up super early, woke up at like 8, set my alarm, after drinking the night before as well, which was really peak. But anyway, so I ran to the shopping centre, went upstairs to the ticket people, went to buy my ticket from this lady, and she just basically said that they had sold out tickets because it was so busy and I couldn't get a ticket. And all my friends had obviously got their tickets already and they were leaving that day to go to Siargao. So I was like, right, this is so peak, what am I supposed to do? I was like, I'm literally stuck here. I couldn't get to this island with all my friends. I was stuck in this hostel and my room, and I had to check out within the next hour of my room because I was leaving that hostel that night because I was supposed to go to Mobile, but instead I was going to go to this island. And then it was like, it's my birthday tomorrow as well, what am I going to do? I'm going to be by myself. I didn't want to stay in this hostel I was at for any longer because I was getting so bored. Even though it was a nice hostel, like you can't walk out, and I have to like, me as a person, I have to like walk around, I have to explore, I can't just stay in the same place. So at this point I was like, do you know what, like it's getting really bad, the situation anyway. I found out that another island, Coron, had closed down, locked its borders, and then also hostels and shops were like starting to close down, go into lockdown. The majority of the smaller islands you couldn't get to anymore, which is a place I wanted to go to because they were all locking down because of this coronavirus, which is good because they're taking precautions. But when I was there, it was so scary as well because it's like, I'm about to get locked in this little hostel on a flipping island and I don't even want to be here because it was only meant to be a stopover place. So I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to have a look, get a flight home as quick as I can, get out of here. And also there's a time difference, so I couldn't ring my mum, I didn't know what to do, because it was the middle of the night for her, and I did try to ring everyone, no one answered because it was obviously like 2 in the morning where they were. So that morning I looked at flights and they were like £350, and then within the time of about 11 in the morning and 2 and 3 in the afternoon, they'd gone up to £1,000. And I was like,
what on earth am I gonna do?
Because I was like stuck there. I ended up having to book another night in this hostel because I couldn't leave because I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what the hell to do at this point. So and I thought if I can have a bit more time, then I can get my parents on the case, they can look for flights, and maybe we can sort something. But then they had a look at home. The flights were just constantly going up in price because I think everyone was just trying to get out of there. And also bear in mind the main airports were closed, so I had to fly from a tiny little airport on the island that I was in somewhere else to get home because there was no main airports open. So all the flights were looking at like 30+ hours anyway. Basically, after such a long time, my parents managed to luckily get me a flight home, which was going to be on the 19th of March. It was in a few days' time, but I was like, do you know what, this is good. I've got a flight home, I've got a way out of here. Even though this flight was 24 hours and I had to go to Korea, but bear in mind, one of the worst places for coronavirus. I had to go through Korea and then get home, but I was like, do you know what, it's fine, it's a flight, at least I'm getting out of here. And I had to leave so many people who still were like stressing. Like, it was honestly like such a crazy, surreal experience. Like, people just like crying everywhere because no one could get flights. Everyone was like, how are you gonna get home, like what's gonna go on? It was so dramatic and so intense. And then I also was like, so it's my 19th birthday tomorrow, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm still stuck in this hostel. So I was like, do you know what, it's not going to be the plan I wanted to go do something crazy for my birthday, like a dive, like swim with whales, something so cool like that, like cliff jumping or something. But where I was, there was no way of doing that, and there was no point in me heading back down this island to all the beaches to then come back up in a few days to go to the airport. I had a look at hostels between where I was and the airport, and I found one called Mad Monkey. It's like a party hostel and stuff, so I was like, do you know what, I can't really do much for my birthday, I'm just going to go party, have fun, it's my 19th birthday, why not? So I booked for the next 2 nights to go to Mad Monkey, and then as I was in the hostel, just because things like to get better and better, a note went round basically saying that the city government of Cebu have decided that everywhere has to go on a lockdown between 8 and 5. So basically you have to stay inside your accommodation, inside your houses, whatever, between 8 and 5, and if you're found on the streets at that time, then you'd be arrested. Like, that was the rules and you couldn't go out. And then the next bit of news that I found out was also that the city of Cebu decided that you weren't allowed to have any alcohol. So alcohol was basically being banned in the city. So I was like, well, this is even peaker because now I'm gonna go to this hostel where I can't even party and enjoy my 19th birthday. But the hostel that I was at, they were still gonna serve alcohol till 10. So I was like, do you know what, I've got friends here, I'm gonna stay for another night, for like a 5th night, even though I was supposed to stay for 2 nights at this hostel that I'm at. Just enjoy my night with my friends, whilst I could still have a drink and I knew the people around me, if you get what I mean. And then also bear in mind, I have to pay for another night and then I'm losing the money for the night I'm meant to be staying at Mad Monkey. But it is what it is, and I was like, do you know what, I'll just do that. The scary thing is that they even locked the doors of like this hostel, so you couldn't go out, but you seriously couldn't go out because they like literally locked all the doors. So the next day I woke up after my birthday, had quite a good birthday, nothing special, but it was alright. And then I'm gonna head to this Mad Monkey hostel, and I headed there kind of early because obviously you have to be inside by like 8. Got to this Mad Monkey place. There was a nice little like outside seating area bit, pool, and then I realised there was no sun, so I was like, I'm gonna go to this place and maybe I was like, I can just sunbathe and stuff and it'd be fine. But it was completely undercover, the whole thing, the pool and everything, so I was stuck undercover. There was no alcohol, there was nothing, and then I was speaking to some people, and the best part of it was that whole social common area shuts off by 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock you have to go into your rooms and you have to sit in your dorms, and there's no alcohol at all. It's not even from a certain time, like alcohol is completely banned. It's a complete nightmare basically. So I ended up having like a little room party. It was actually kind of fun. They did deliver food to your rooms as well, which was kind of different. So I stayed there for my one night, and then the next day I had to wake up. I just chilled in the common area bit for a while, and then my flight that night was at 2 a.m. Obviously I had to leave at like 6, 7 at night because everything locks off at 8, so I had to be in the airport by 8 o'clock. I couldn't be out on the streets, I couldn't be out on the road because everything shuts off. Made it to the airport by about 7:30, and then I had to sit and wait until 2 in the morning. My first flight was to South Korea. Got to South Korea, had the most stressful experience of my life. I was literally rammed in like a mosh pit of people. Like, this is why I generally think I have corona now, because I was rammed into a mosh pit of people. Like, nobody controlling the situation. Everyone had to get through. It's my corona. So I only had 2 hours because my flight was delayed, and it was just like everything was just going so wrong. But I managed to get my flight, got my final flight back to England, and 24, maybe 25 hours later, whatever, I made it back in England. And that was after like a week and a half of travelling, but I couldn't even go anywhere. I was just basically locked in rooms and hostels. I didn't even see a beach, I didn't see an animal, I didn't see a waterfall, just draw a bit of sun in the pool. So that was literally like the most expensive week holiday of my life. So that was my super dramatic story of why I had to come back. But the plan is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save up more money, even though at the moment I can't because I have no job, because of coronavirus I can't get a job. But when I can get a job, I'll save up more money, and I'm gonna head out again at the end of the year or at the start of next year. I'm gonna start in Australia, start my 6 months of traveling again properly. I think it'll be better as well because I'll be a bit older, and I think being there I kind of noticed how young I actually was compared to like a lot of the people there. Don't worry guys, the travel videos will happen, but it's gonna be like a year later. I hope you're all keeping safe from this coronavirus. Please guys, make sure you stay inside so we can get this over and done with, because it is just being so long. Thank you so much for watching this video guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll see you in the next video guys. Bye!